How come you didn't come into the office and give it a clean today? What do you mean you're off? Why are you off? Canada Day? I thought we canceled Canada Day. Well, all right. All right, but try to get her done, okay? Yeah, thanks, bye. Do I say Happy Canada Day? I guess for some of you we do, I guess for some of you we don't. But what I can say is happy to have you here at Season 2 and Episode 26 of Niagara 411 Live with Lee Sterry. That would be me. We are fueled by Gales Gas Bars. We are supported by Performance Heating and Air, as well as Enwick, Niagara's high-speed internet. Add to that the Verge Insurance Group, and we have a full complement of Niagara-based and supportive businesses here for the show. Also, WeeStreem, Niagara's, Canada's leading streaming company, located right here in Niagara as well. We're going to go into Fiddler's Poorhouse and sit in their lovely window on this beautiful summer day. And we'll tell you more about what's going on with the show when we get this shindig started, okay? Come on in. Glad to have you around for episode 26 on this July 1st, 2021. We'll be right back. And here we are. What an absolutely spectacular day. Now, if this was one of those regular historic style Canada Days, there would be parks all over Niagara, absolutely jammed with people and food trucks and entertainment pavilions and people getting ready for fireworks and you name it. But that is definitely not helping anybody today, because this is the strangest feeling Canada Day that we have experienced in my humble opinion. Kevin and I were talking about that. Kevin Jack, by the way, our executive producer with WeeStreem, is with us here as per usual. And while we're talking Canada Day, there is a shot of bleachers and seats that will not be used in the city of Thorold. Once dubbed Canada's most patriotic town, Thorold will not be holding their municipally planned Canada Day events. And also, St. Catharines announced some time ago, a week or so ago, but not unexpected, that they would be not doing their planned recognition of Canada Day, which frankly, Kevin, wasn't much in the first place. St. Catharines, I think, was tapping into a regional initiative, which was some sort of scavenger hunt. And that was it. I mean, there wasn't anything else going on anyway, was there?
Yeah, no, a pretty easy decision to make by St. Catharines.
Let's cancel our little bitty part in the regional scavenger hunt.
I think that's all they had planned was an online scavenger hunt.
Yeah. Wow. That's some complicated cancellation. And let's speak to that for a second. Just for a second. To go to something that would be correct English. I'm one of those grammar junkies that I think you should say things the right way. You can't cancel Canada Day. It's impossible to cancel Canada Day. Canada Day is the name of the day that falls on July 1st of every year. And you can't cancel the day. The day is the day is the day. People are on holiday, they are taking the day off just because their offices are closed. You can't cancel the day. What you do cancel, though, is how you recognize the day, which is actually what's happening. You cancel or alter how you celebrate or don't celebrate or recognize the day, or again, reflect on the day and on the country. I just wanted to get that out there, and you might want to argue with me, but you can't cancel Canada Day because it is what it is, and it happens every year. How you recognize it, open season. And I get that. And Kevin, we were also talking earlier about the fact, as I mentioned right off the top, this does feel like probably one of the strangest July 1sts, let's put it that way, that we've ever experienced. So there you go, Canada Day in St. Catharines. Keep this short because I'm sure you'll hear it from a lot of people, and I have no doubt you, what does that say? You three understand, but it's a little small for me from here.
Understand, have empathy, and are heartbroken about the revelations surrounding Canada's genocide of Indigenous people. This is from St. Catharines City Councillor Greg Miller, who tabled the motion and brought it forward to Council, who on Monday, I believe, officially announced and voted that they are cancelling their Canada Day celebrations. A number of communities has. City of Niagara Falls, however, still going forward with their drive-through parade event on Queen Street. I have an update to bring you, Lee. I'll get that on the screen here in a second.
All right, and really what I believe that these folks that have paused to reflect after the horrible discoveries that have been announced that you know all about is how we feel about our history, how we feel about our countries and our governments and our religious leaders at the time role in the history of our country. And I think that's really the important part about this whole thing, is giving us, just the regular everyday people, an opportunity to think about it and reflect, as they say, on the history of the country.
So, Lee, in Niagara Falls today, they are having the drive-through event on Queen Street. We can actually get to a message from Mayor Diodati, because he put out a message addressing the decision that they have made in the city of Niagara Falls. But I found this very interesting, that this morning at 3 a.m., a collective in Niagara Falls got together. Here, I'll throw myself on the screen. A collective in Niagara Falls got together, and they put a giant sidewalk chalk mural on Queen Street dedicated to Indigenous people in the residential school.
At 3 o'clock. At 3 o'clock.
At 3 a.m. this morning. So that's doing something. Like, good on them. They said, what can we do to kind of a blend, how we're feeling with Canada Day celebration. So here you go. Here is Queen Street as it stands this morning.
Oh, look at that. Wow. That is really impressive. Now, see, it's Canada Day, but that is a reflection, someone's reflection of their feelings on this July 1st. Some Aboriginal, of course, bass music in the background, and counting, yeah.
And here are some of the photos from people doing it this morning. So here you could see that it's clearly, they said 3 a.m. It looks 3 a.m. to me.
Yeah, for sure.
As that mural came together. And I don't know that it was an organized collective, if you know what I mean.
I was going to say, do we know who these people are?
Other than just a group of people in Niagara who were like-minded that wanted to do something.
Wow.
But I couldn't tell you that. I know Sherry Hawkins, a friend of mine with Mainly Niagara, they're real proud supporters of Queen Street.
Right.
They were behind it, but a lot of people I know were involved. And again, it's pretty remarkable, I think.
If you know somebody that's in that group, or if you are someone that was in this group that did this, and you happen to be catching this feed right now, this stream, click onto the link and come on the show, and love to ask you a couple of questions about it. We're not looking to make a hero out of anybody or embarrass anybody at all. I just think it was really cool what you did. That's on Queen Street. And again, with regard to the whole Cancel Canada Day thing, we live in this, one of the new phrases that has become part of our vernacular is the cancel culture. You've probably heard this from time to time. You're canceled, meaning you now disappear, or you don't exist, you don't count. We've canceled you. I don't know where that came from, Kevin, but you're familiar with this cancel culture thing, right? It's like somebody does something that is maybe not the wisest choice they've ever made, and there's a group of people that don't like that, and they decide to cancel them. We've canceled you. We've erased you from humanity. It is kind of silly.
It is, yeah. I dug up a tweet from you from 15 years ago. So you're canceled.
Yeah.
We see that happening.
Yeah, you are
rightly
canceled.
or wrongly, but it's kind of been a catchphrase, is the cancel culture, and people have appropriately attached it to our feelings here on Canada Day. And I think we're all a little divided. I know you do want to get to the Gales thing, because that...
I do indeed.
I think it's very powerful.
Gales Gas Bars, as you know, is the title sponsor of this program, for which we are always grateful and thankful as well. Jessica Friesen, CEO of Gales, is more, though, than the CEO of Gales. She is now a published author, as her book on her experiences with postpartum depression was officially launched into the public realm yesterday at 5 p.m. The title of the book is This Will Not Break Me, and even that is not why we're talking about this right now, but congratulations on that, Jessica. We're going to be speaking with her on the program after a couple of week hiatus for me, and we'll talk more about that later. But what I want to do right now is bring you a video that Jessica Friesen did with regard to Canada Day, because every person, but more importantly every business, had to reflect and then decide how they were going to react on Canada Day. And I thought this piece from Jessica was particularly well thought out, and we're going to bring it to you now. It's not that long, it's 2-3 minutes. And here she is.
Good morning. My name is Jessica Friesen, and I am the current owner-operator of Gales Gas Bars Limited. I'm going to apologize right from the get-go here, because I have written this script down. I felt this was important enough for me to do that. So my eyes are going to be diverting a little bit. It's not often that I make public statements, but I've been grappling with how to handle the Canada Day holiday tomorrow in light of the recent discoveries at prior residential schools. I have many mixed emotions. I've taken a lot of time to think about this, and nothing felt right. Then this morning, I saw a post that eloquently explained what I'm feeling. I'm sure many of you have seen it, and I've used some passages from it for this video. As Canadians in 2021, I believe we should bow our heads in sadness, not in shame. We were not a part of the generation that wrote the laws that made those places. We were not a part of the generations that ran those institutions that made those decisions. People that came long before our time did. The country we live in was founded in exploitation, murder, genocide, and thievery. But every country in the world was. We didn't know about these children because the people in charge didn't want us to know. Now we know about them. Now we are beginning to understand what our Indigenous brothers and sisters have gone through and are going through still. So stand up. Honor Canada Day if you want, but honor it because they've been found. Honor it because their children are being recovered. Honor it because you don't want this country to repeat what has been done. The Indigenous have been here on Turtle Island since Sky Woman fell from the heavens. The rest of us have been in North America for less than 1,000 years. It's time that we educate our children and ourselves on what our Indigenous brothers and sisters have experienced. Through education, we can obtain understanding, and through understanding, we can properly stand up and honor their dead and their cultures. It's not enough to simply state land acknowledgement statements that non-Indigenous do not understand. That is simply superficial and another blow to the Indigenous, as they know that the vast majority of non-Indigenous individuals have no idea what that actually means. Some time ago, I sought for greater understanding. I sought to educate myself and completed the Indigenous Canada course online through the University of Alberta. I further sought out Indigenous elders in Niagara so that I may understand how the Indigenous in Niagara feel. As a company owner, I take my role in staff education extremely seriously. I'm proud to be leading an organization where we are staunch supporters for diversity, knowing that through our differences we are stronger. A few months ago, I arranged for an education session to be conducted this August, hoping for a post-COVID in-person environment. For my management team, the recent discoveries at residential schools strengthens my resolve to ensure that other lives that I touch are better because of what we have learned. If you're interested in learning more about Indigenous culture, I strongly suggest you investigate the Indigenous Canada course through the University of Alberta. It's an easy place that we can all start to understand. As for Canada Day, I am still fiercely proud to be Canadian. I still believe that we are the best country in the world. As a company, we will be honoring Canada Day while remembering the Indigenous that came before us. Thank you.
There you go. A well thought out piece, and a lot of things in there I think we can, here's this word again, reflect on and say, yeah, it makes some sense. And whether you agree with everything that Jessica said or not, it's one business person's view, and we all have those views, but there's a lot in there that I can get behind, and Jessica Gale Friesen, thank you for that. I do want to also again recognize our sponsors, which we did quickly before we came into Fiddler's Poorhouse here, and thank you very much to Dave McParian and his staff. By the way, the patio out back is open today, just opened about 15 minutes ago, so you can go round the back, enter off James Street or whatever, and have a nice lunch, brunch, dinner, whatever. They're open for the rest of the day while we sit in this lovely open air sunny summer window. Also, Performance Heating and Air, saving your family money because they have families, and families here in Niagara as well. To Enwick High-Speed Internet, we spoke with those fellas last week, and it was just super to speak with Scott and learn more about his company. And it's very, very, very interesting if you've got, especially if you live in more rural locations, something to think about. They service urban and rural, but the concept originally was to service rural customers, region's largest high-speed internet provider. And the thing that I found cool when we were talking with them is the fact that they offer contracts with no long-term. I mean, it's just no commitments, basically, is what I'm saying, for any period of time. So that is Enwick High-Speed Internet. And for all of your insurance needs, be it boat, car, home, whatever, Verge Insurance Group, made and operated here in Niagara as well. And WeeStream, bringing you this program with this fabulous technology that Kevin and partner Brandon put together 6 years ago. Celebrated their 6th anniversary. WeeStream did about a week ago. So
yeah, doing well. Happy
Yeah.
that things are kind of falling back into normal. Maybe some of our sports business is coming back. People wouldn't know this, Lee, but for an example, for 2015 through 2019, WeeStream, this little company in St. Catharines, we broadcast the Canadian Beach Volleyball Championships.
yes, I
And
remember that.
We look forward to doing that every year, but of course, 2019 didn't happen. 2020 didn't happen. 2021 doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So maybe we'll be back with our toes in the sand in 2022.
And again, want to mention to you that you can participate in this program. This, of course, is always open for discussion around Niagara, and of course, that is this July 1st is a big discussion point here. The cancel culture, the cancel Canada Day, or change your celebrations, or just to use it to reflect and pick whatever sort of word that you want to use to describe how you think we should recognize this day or not. By all means, you can just click on that link that's in the feed, and it'll put you into our Zoom room, green room, and then Kevin will get you onto the show and we'll have a conversation. We'd love to hear how you feel about this. And we know you're probably trying to do things with your family anyway, because people do have the day off. It is a holiday. It has not been canceled, but celebrations have changed.
Lee, I just want to get back to Jessica's statement there, because I think it encompasses what a lot of us are feeling. My wife and I were having a frank discussion last night. Maybe you feel the same. I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
I'm outraged, but like Jessica said, I don't feel like I was a part of what happened. I don't feel like I was a party to it. I do believe that it's in our history. I was not aware of it, as she said, because they made sure that I was not aware of it. I feel horrible, but I don't know what I can do in St. Catharines that is going to change things or make anything better. Now, I'm not saying that as saying that there's nothing I can do. I'm interested to know what it is I can do, because I think a lot of people are kind of feeling lost. I'd love to do something, but I don't know what will have an impact.
Well, one of the suggestions that she did make in there, which I thought was a good one as well, is learn more. If there's a place to start with anything of this nature with which we are foreign to the concepts and the happenings, is to learn more. And the other ironic part about this, Kevin, is the fact that we've known about residential schools and the terrible environment that they provided in most cases for children and families across the country. We've known residential schools and their background, but the shocking and graphic reminder by way of these grave sites and graveyards and hidden secrets behind them, that has taken us all aback. You know, we could, before, in previous years, when talking about residential schools, we could say that was really a horrible and crappy thing to do, but that was then and this is now. And you could almost, and here's kind of a funny term, whitewash it and leave it in the past. But with these discoveries over the last months, that is now no longer possible. We cannot say that was then and this is now, because this now is pretty ugly.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't know what to say, if not that.
I know, yeah.
Lee, coming up, we are going to talk, and again, people are doing things. I don't know if you've noticed, but I can see out on the street, and people can see behind you, predominant number of people wearing orange today, and I've tried to blend both. I've got the Canada hat on and the orange, but most people I've seen wearing orange as opposed to a regular red and white. So that's what they're doing to observe. There's the motorcycle ride that left at noon from the Tim Hortons. You always see the motorbike guys gathering for their rides at the Tim Hortons on Merrittville and Highway 20. We're going to catch up with Rita in about 10 minutes live on the road.
Yeah.
She sent me some video from the gathering this morning, so I wanted to share that in advance. So here you go. Here's some of the guys and girls, of course.
We had our Indigenous flavored Canada Day Canadian flag up there too for a little while. We lost our logo.
Oh, sorry. Here, I'll get that back up there. There you go.
There you go. As you can see, our is indigenized a word? If it is, there's the indigenized Canadian flag just up.
And I got to admit, this is a different Tim Hortons. This is a Tim Hortons Wendy's. Do you know what this one is?
Tim Hortons Wendy's. I don't know where that is.
I don't know either.
It's obviously a kind of a ruralized place.
Well, we can ask Rita.
It's probably close to the highway.
Yeah, we can ask Rita when she gets here.
Yeah.
They're on their way to Brantford, so you know what? That might actually be, what do they call it, at the top of the Highway 6 climb. But of course, no, they wouldn't go up that.
No, they wouldn't go up that.
So, I don't know. I'm talking out of my butt.
Yeah. Also coming up on the program, by the way, Kevin was talking about the fact that WeeStream had streamed, when it was possible, in the pre-COVID days, a lot of sporting events hither and yon. And one of the if not the largest attended sporting event to happen in the last year and a half or so, is happening this Saturday. There's a crowd of 500 allowed into the Welland Jackfish baseball team exhibition game coming up this Saturday. And we're going to talk to Ryan Henderson from the Welland Jackfish at about 1 o'clock today on the program, and find out about the team, but also just about how they managed to get the green light for something like that. And you know what? It's something great to do, because there haven't been a lot of activities for us to attend in a crowd for the last quite some time. And this would be kind of cool to take the family to a really intimate style baseball game. And that's happening in Welland on Saturday at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So there you go. That's kind of cool. So Ryan Henderson will tell us more about that when he joins us at about 1 o'clock.
Lee,
today.
just going to interrupt here for a second, because we've
Sure.
got Rita joining us
Okay.
live from the ride.
Yeah.
And as you'll see here, I don't want to make her wait any longer.
No, this is the memorial ride for residential school children. There's Rita. Rita, hey, how you doing?
Hi, good, how are you?
I'm great, and you're coming through loud and clear, a little bit of wind house. Now, you're already on the ride, right?
Oh, yes, we left right around 12 o'clock from Stony Creek, and we're just getting close to Six Nations on the Grand River.
All right. Did you say you started in Stony Creek?
Yes, we started in Stony Creek, and we had other riders join us from Niagara. We have riders from the GTA, all over the place.
All right. So you're almost at Six Nations, and what is your destination?
We're riding to Woodland Cultural Center, which is the former Mohawk Institute in Brantford. And when we get there, we're going to have a little ceremony. We've got an elder that's from Niagara, and he's going to do a Chilako ceremony for us.
That's great. Now, you have done other rides on Canada Day before. This has definitely a different theme, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, Canada Day is not the same this year. I think we still can celebrate Canada we have today, but we definitely have to consider what happened in the past. So it's got a different tone this year for sure. And with this ride, we really want to remind people, and we want to keep that memory alive, that these children died by our hands, basically, by association.
Right. Well, I don't want to take away too much from your riding, because I don't want to be the cause of a distracted driving incident. So, Rita, I'm going to let you get back to your bike handling, and thank you to you and all of your riders. How many participants today, quickly?
To be honest, I'm not sure, but there's riders as far as I can see behind me and in front of me. It's got to be at least 200-300.
Yeah.
I'm thinking.
Terrific. Okay,
Yeah.
well, thanks for the effort. Everybody ride safely, and we'll talk to you later, okay?
Sounds good. Thank you so much for having us, sir.
Awesome.
Bye.
Rita Pupo, that is the one of the organizers for the memorial ride for residential school children, just about ready to enter the perimeters of Six Nations and headed to Brantford, and where a ceremony will take place. And that was kind of neat to have her from the bike on the program. So you can contact this show from anywhere indeed. And thumbs up to all the riders. Beautiful day for being out on a motorcycle. Wow.
It's a great Canada Day, and it's turning out better than the forecast. They
Yeah.
are calling for thunderstorms this afternoon. I
Right.
thought it was going to be a day similar to yesterday, where that thunderstorm was always kind of looming, but all we got was a sprinkle.
Yeah,
But a lot more sun out downtown right now.
Yeah, humidity is down as well a little bit. It's still kind of sticky, but it's summer in Niagara. That's what we get. But it's not as steamy today as it has been. And while we're talking about the weather, I'm going to step way outside Niagara for a little while, just a couple of minutes, and send our best wishes and it's an overused term, but we'll say it anyway, thoughts and prayers to the folks, especially in Lytton, BC. They set Canada's hottest temperature record in its history a few days ago. And today, Lytton, British Columbia, a small town of about 250 plus people, is burning to the ground. Lytton is on fire. The mayor has issued an evacuation order. Everybody's leaving, going to nearby Merritt in some cases, or to another small town that's in the area and not really in harm's way. But it was only a matter of time when things were as dry out there as they are, and the heat got to where it is, that some spark would fly, and it did, and it's burning down the town. So our condolences to the people in the area of Lytton, and all of British Columbia is pretty much under this heat dome, as is Alberta going to be. It's moving very, very slowly, but this so-called heat dome is moving, like I said, at a snail's pace east, and it can't get out of BC soon enough for those folks there. And as a matter of fact, there's the Lytton area there.
So this is courtesy of the Weather Network?
Yeah. So it's just, the whole area is burning down. So, and that's not putting too fine a point on it. It's a small town, old buildings, small population, tough to control. There's winds involved, as per usual.
But I mean, the temps out there are just stupid right now. 45, 46 Celsius?
My wife and I, as a matter of fact, are flying to British Columbia on Saturday for the birth of our third grandchild. And you might be sort of whispering congratulations, thank you. But we've been obviously back and forth quite a bit because it's in the South Okanagan, another hot spot in British Columbia. It's a desert type atmosphere for the most part, and it's very, very dry, and it's very, very hot, and it's the temperatures have been in the 40s. I got a picture from my daughter-in-law out there of a thermometer, and I think just outside the truck it was 46 degrees. So yeah, it'll be a little bit, just a touch cooler when we get there, and hopefully wildfires don't become the order of the day, because they had that problem. Well, there's always wildfires in BC. Every year there are.
Would you continue driving into this, Lee?
No, I thought I thought this person would be driving out of it.
This looks apocalyptic.
It does.
This is Hollywood movie stuff, and this is all too real for the people of Lytton, BC. I can't believe this guy's driving further into this.
That's what I say. Is he driving in or is he driving out? We don't know.
It's brutal. Everything's on fire here.
The town is burning down. That's why I said I'm not exaggerating when I said the town is burning down. It is, and it's terrible.
So I guess I've had my head under a rock. Honestly, Lee, this is the first I've heard of this. I mean, I knew about the record heat wave. I didn't know that Lytton was on fire.
Obviously, because we have family in British Columbia, I've been a little closer to it. But it's been making, it made national headlines last night on all the national newscasts as well, because they realized, hey, it is serious. It's not just a heat wave. It's the heat wave. The heat wave of the century, 2 centuries, 4 centuries, whatever it is. And then, of course, that spawns all of the climate change discussions, which have been raging as well. And boy, Kevin, I'm not sure whether that's a conversation that will be resolved in time to save us all.
It's Canada Day. We've already tried to tackle Indigenous religious schools and issues.
Yeah, now we're going to save the climate.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to. But we're talking about that guy driving, and driving laws actually changed today, and this is something that Niagara 411 covered. I know you wanted to talk about.
Ontario's stunt driving law changes as of today. So before we talk about some of the comments, because this is one of the most commented on stories that has been up on Niagara 411, and while I said Niagara 411, it reminded me to offer a tip of the hat once again to Nick, who works tirelessly 24/7, 365 on this site, Niagara 411, and to all of you who are the contributors to the site, we thank you as well. Nick's mom, happy Canada Day to you, however you decide to recognize it. But this was one of the posts that received a lot of activity from you, the commenters. Speed limit less than 80 kilometers per hour, okay, in any zones that have speed limits less than 80 kilometers an hour. If you are driving 40 kilometers an hour over the speed limit, that equals stunt driving. Okay? So, charged with stunt driving, you will immediately have your car impounded right there on the road for 2 weeks. And you will have a 1 full week license suspension. And this all comes under the Highway Traffic Act. It does not come under Canada's Criminal Code, but it does come under the Highway Traffic Act. And many, many people weighed in on this. And one of the things that we wanted to clear up on this one, Kevin, is there were a lot of comments that alluded to drivers driving fast on 400 series highways. Well, that isn't even what this new law is talking about. If you pay close attention, the law references any road that has a speed limit of 80 kilometers an hour or less than 80 kilometers an hour. If that's the speed limit and you're 40 kilometers over, that equals stunting. It's not that I want you to go 40 kilometers an hour over the speed limit of the 401 or the Queen E. It's the fact that this is not a law that impacts those style highways. What this impacts is your neighborhood or main thoroughfares in cities and towns. Like in St. Catharines, it would be St. Paul Street here, or Geneva Street, or Lake Street. Niagara Falls would be Dorchester Road or Drummond Road, or any side streets. Welland, Prince Charles Drive, and those places, not the 406. Okay? Again, you're going to get pinched if you're 40 clicks over the speed limit on the 400 series highways as well, but that's not what this law is about. So, Kevin, it irritates me a little bit when I can understand. If you don't agree with it, that's cool. I get that. I buy that. But what I don't buy is people commenting on something that isn't really the thing that they should be commenting on because they haven't read to the bottom of the email,
Come on, but I was triggered at the headline.
Yeah. Like, understand what you're commenting on before you comment on it. All this does is really make sure that people are a little bit more aware of the fact that you're not supposed to go that fast when you're driving by your kid's school or your house or your driveway. That's really, and how is that so wrong? I don't.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy because
seems okay to me.
Because prior to today, it had to be 50 kilometers over the limit, no matter where you were, to be stunting. So they essentially were saying that going 150 on the highway was the same as going 90 in a school zone, and that's just not true.
It's totally not true.
Right.
You're still going to get nicked. You're still going to pay a fine and all this stuff.
I don't even know if 40 kilometers over is low enough, but 80 and a 40. If you're ripping by a school going 80, if you're ripping down a residential street going 80,
you deserve to lose your car for 2 weeks at least.
100%. That's really dangerous.
Now, a lot of the other comments as well alluded to the fact that it wasn't long enough. That if you're being that reckless in a residential area where families live, you should even have a stiffer penalty than that. I remember, it wasn't last summer, obviously, because that was the summer that wasn't, but I think it was 2019, maybe 2018, that my wife and I were leaving Niagara Falls, having gone to a show at the casino.
Remember when you could do that?
I know. It seems like another life. And we were headed back, and on the other side, coming into Niagara Falls, the local constabulary had about 6 cars pulled over, and they were all supercars. They were Lamborghinis and Maseratis and Ferraris and Porsches, all pulled over on the side of the road. I guess they chased them down from the Queenie, and they had them all pulled over. I don't know whether they lost their cars or not, but it wasn't as smooth a ride as they were expecting, I guess. So anyway.
So that comes into effect today?
Yes. So no pedal to the metal in lower speed zones. And the thing is, too, though, Kevin, you know, and I'm sure it's happened to you, you find it sometimes so slow when you're driving, especially when school is in session and the 50 kilometer an hour zone by a school changes to 40 kilometers an hour, or at the crosswalks where lights are flashing, which we don't have a lot of, but we've got a couple. And it's hard. It really is hard to school yourself, pardon the pun, to slow down like that slow, because it feels so slow to us. So it's not hard to speed through those areas, not maybe 40 kilometers over the limit, but it's not hard to go faster than you should go. So we have to pay attention. I have to make myself pay attention to all the signs. So I try to be responsible as much as possible.
Lee, do you want to go to this good news driving story?
I would love to.
Niagara 411 has shared a lot of these kind of good news stories in the last little while. They're being very well received, and this is just another one. And of course, it played out in the comments.
It did. Looking for the Good Samaritan that likely saved a life last night in Niagara. So, and the person was finally identified, but here was the note that Nick received to go along with this post. Thank you to the man who pulled my unconscious body from my smoking car. That paints a picture, doesn't it? After I got hit on Monday, June 28th, at the Thorold Stone exit. My family and I are eternally grateful you helped me. I'd like to thank you, but I don't remember anything after the crash until I got told I got pulled from my car from someone and stayed by me until the ambulance came. Myself and my baby, like, ooh, okay, now that adds another dimension to the story as well, are doing fine, thanks to you. Again, thank you so much. I hope you see this. Well, numerous comments, of course, about this, and finally we were able, not we, but the Good Samaritan was able to be identified. Hi, we are so glad to hear you and the baby are doing well. My husband, Derek Germain, helped you. We were so worried. Thank you for everyone's kind words. So it's nice to know that this lady's letter and her message of thanks did get back to the rightful person, that rightful person being Derek Germain. And sorry, Derek, if we outed you as one of Niagara's heroes, but we did. And what you did was pretty spectacular.
There he is right there.
Yeah. So, a smoking car at the Thorold Stone Road exit. Is that the same one that, or is it a different accident? There were so many. But there were a couple of Thorold Stone Road. Was that the car, Kevin, that ended up on its top?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
A lot of roadway incidents, a lot of water incidents as well this week.
Yeah.
I know we'll touch on that later on in the program.
Yeah.
But gosh, where do you want to go, Lee? I know there's lots of stuff that was making the news on Niagara 411. Lots of activity this week, and not sure.
There was.
Where you want to bring us?
The young woman. Again, this is kind of on the dark side of our week.
Yeah, terrible story.
Yeah. A young woman originally from the province of New Brunswick relocated here to St. Catharines. She was only 22 years old. Her name is Teresa, I do believe.
Tanisha.
Tanisha, I apologize to the family and Tanisha. Tanisha, she lived in the downtown core of St. Catharines. And
Sorry, that's the wrong story, Lee.
Yeah, it'll come. You'll get it. And police were called to the address, and they eventually confirmed their 22-year-old Tanisha Chatwin died as the result of a gunshot wound. Further investigation led to the identification and arrest, thank goodness, of a suspect in relation to Tanisha's death. And that person arrested was 21-year-old Elvis Barisha of St. Catharines. He was arrested Tuesday. First-degree murder he is charged with and being held pending bail. Actually, the bail hearing was yesterday. I'm not sure exactly how that went. On the plus side of this story, if there is such a thing, there's Tanisha.
And Lee, in the comments on Niagara 411, you saw that was an updated post. So there were probably 2 or 3 different posts, and a lot of outpouring from friends and people that knew Tanisha about what a great girl she was. About she had a smile that lit up a room, and you can see that.
You can see that, yes.
And you know, just at the beginning of her adult life, at 22 years old, and murdered, and just in the most brutal and callous way, gunshot. In her own
relocating from her home province to probably just enter another phase of her life. The GoFundMe page has raised over $7,000. Their initial goal was $5,000, and again, it's to help the family defray costs. Hi, everyone. Some of you know we have experienced a tragic death in our family. This is a message, obviously, from Tanisha's close relatives.
It's her aunt, I believe.
Her
Tina.
aunt wrote this. Our hearts are forever broken. Tragedy early in life is always unexpected and very hard to comprehend. Tanisha was my niece, so I wanted to set up this GoFundMe to help relieve some of the costs for my sister and Tanisha's dad, Alex. The money would be spent to help Alex and her 3 sisters fly her home to New Brunswick from Ontario. Once she is home, there will be final arrangements to take care of. Any contributions toward these costs will be fully appreciated. Thank you. Wow, what a thing for a family to have to go through. One of the reasons, I might add, that we do read a lot of these things, in spite of the fact that you can read them for yourself if you're watching the live stream, is that we do also put this program up as a podcast. And wherever you get your podcasts, you can also listen to this show. If you don't have time to sit down and watch and stream, you can listen to it wherever you go. Just go to wherever you get podcasts and search for Niagara_411 Live, and all of our archive shows will come up. And of course, the GoFundMe pages indicate those people that have helped, and they are many. So people like Darla, Veronica, on behalf of the family, thank you again for doing this. 22-year-old Tanisha Chatwin, shot in the head, or a gunshot wound, I should say, shot and killed in downtown St. Catharines. So, sad stuff.
It's a brutal story. Brutal story, Lee. And then there was also tragedy on the Chippewa River.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we could save it for later on in the program if...
No, it's okay. We might as well...
We want to separate this,
these are things that happen here in Niagara. Now, one thing that a 17-year-old teenager was swimming in the Welland River in Chippewa, and he was seen swimming in the river, and one time went under the water, and that one time he just never came back up. And search and rescue squads did manage to find his body later in the day. And Kevin, when we were talking about this yesterday or the day before, we were trying to pinpoint the location of this now, because there is the park in Chippewa with the beach, etc., and I mean thousands of people swim there every summer, but this obviously wasn't there.
So here was the original post, and there were a couple of follow-up posts. This is as it was playing out, as the search and rescue was underway.
Yeah.
So they named their area of the old train bridge off Bridgewater Street. I'll bring up a map here in a second.
Okay.
But wanted to say, so here were some of the rescue efforts.
Yeah. Waterways of any sort, but waterways where you are near any sort of current are always to be respected, and probably people that are good swimmers. I used to be this way myself because I was not a bad swimmer in my day. You tend to perhaps not take them as seriously as you should. And I mean, we're not far. Well, you're in Chippewa. You're not far from incredibly fast-moving water out on the river. So, you know, there are currents that exist in these places that aren't immediately visible. Okay.
So that's about where it is right there, Lee.
All right. I don't know if you can give us any frame of reference.
Bridgewater Street runs that whole south shore. So they were saying by the old train bridge, which I think is significant. Is this the old train bridge? I think that's the current downtown bridge. Is there a decommissioned train bridge maybe right there?
There has to be somewhere there.
I'm just looking. That looks like hydro lines that run across.
Yeah, that's hydro lines, yeah.
Do you know, Lee? I thought maybe you were more familiar with the area than I was.
I should be, Kevin. I'm just trying to dial my head into the train bridge. But it's somewhere in the comments, people mentioned the fact that the current is quite strong. So I thought it might be closer to the mouth of the river near the Niagara River, but I can't be 100% sure.
That's my guess. And you don't recognize any of these the landmarks or anything in the background as to what part of the river?
Not from here. No, I can't.
No, neither do I. I mean, just tragic. And again, Lee, a lot of the people in the comments suggesting or saying that over the years, so many lives have been lost in the Welland River, and there's almost no signage there warning people that it is a dangerous place to swim, and that life vests and preservers are recommended. Hearing people say the number of times, Lee, in the comments that people said, I lost my uncle, I lost a friend, going back 10, 20, 30, 40 years.
And it's deceiving because to look at that river, it doesn't look dangerous. It looks fairly benign, actually, but it isn't. There's currents.
And people in the comments saying that right around the old train bridge, I guess maybe it pinches off or it upsets the currents such that maybe there's an undertow where things get a lot stronger.
Right.
I think one of the issues is that the current's so strong that it starts taking you down in the middle of the river, and you can't overcome it to get back to the shore.
Can't get back to the shore, yeah.
All of a sudden you're being whisked downstream and you can only tread water for so long, I think. I think that's what ends up happening.
Okay. So coming up in,
we are going to talk to Ryan Harrison, but next week you mentioned you're going to British Columbia.
I am.
And in your place, we are going to have a guest host, and he's joined us now just to hop in and say hello. So I'll let you say hello to Patrick Alexander.
Oh, wonderful. Patrick, welcome back welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much. How are you?
I'm great. Finally, they're going to have somebody hosting this show that'll bring a little bit of color and flash to hosting this program next week. So
you sell yourself too shortly.
Well, I couldn't quite keep up with you, but I decided to wear some floral thing today. So,
happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day to you. I'm pleased as punch to announce that you're going to be filling in for the next couple of weeks. What have you been up to this summer? It's been quite an interesting ride, hasn't it?
To say the least, yeah, it has been. I ended my job, this week, and the pitfalls and pratfalls that were of that. But we look forward to the future. This week, I've been relaxing. I've been exhaling for the first time. Did you know breath comes out? I didn't. New to me.
I've heard that rumored.
Yeah, it's great. It's like relieves stress. You know what I mean? I can talk better. But I've also been, now that things have been a little bit looser, certain things in comedy are getting back on their feet. But I joined a virtual competition with Comic Sans Productions. I know the founder of that, Miss Alice Rose. They're doing a comedy competition online for anyone across Canada. So we have people from Alberta, not just Ontario, entering. And it's sort of like The Voice without the budget and the celebrities. Or,
Right.
or the music, right? So it's for competition, and you get put on 3 teams if you're selected. So there was about 80 people who tried out. I made it to the top 15.
Awesome.
And I'll be doing that now every Wednesday. Well, we have a hiatus now for about 2 weeks, but we come back on July 21st. And
Okay.
we've done certain competitions. We did a group challenge where we had to do a talk show yesterday. So it's been a lot of fun. And again, you get to win a cash prize, and you get to open for the headliner at I believe it's the Brantford Comedy Festival. I may, or Guelph. I may be misspeaking, but I really should know that. But so that'll be every Wednesday of my summer, which is great. And of course, coming in to see what the 411 is here in Niagara.
Yeah. So again, thank you for taking some of your time to come in and do the fill in thing. It'll be great to have you. And you were all dressed up with kind of no place to go a couple of weeks ago because there was an award show that was on virtually as well. And I wanted to talk about that the last time we chatted, and yet we got caught up in this other thing and just sort of used up all our time. Tell us about the awards show.
The award show was for the Unity Awards, which are given out every June, and this is Pride Niagara and other businesses and affiliates that are supportive of LGBTQ plus endeavors in our community. And I was up for Performance of the Year, which was I did a Zoom show a year ago, June, for a LGBTQ comedy festival, and I was the actual host. I wasn't just performing. So
right.
I honestly didn't even know that they saw it, let alone recognized it. So I didn't win, but in the end, it's just nice that somebody said, hey, you did a good job with that. And
as they've always said in Hollywood, Patrick, it's an honor to be nominated.
Yes, it really is, though. 'Cause I honestly didn't even think that would register on their radar, and yet it did. So that's tremendous. I mean, that was almost a year ago. So that's awesome, and that's how, they have their eyes open, and they're always looking to see who's doing what in the community. And there's so many wonderful people working in this community. And we had the pride flag, of course, over the schools, which was again seismic shift. And we just had a rainbow crosswalk in St. Catharines, and there was another one put in, and I forget where it was in our locality.
Port Colborne has voted to move in that direction.
Yeah,
and they're hoping to have it installed by the end of the summer.
And there was a bench dedicated as well, and I forget
right, I think that was in Fawn Hill.
Yeah.
Fawn Hill, thank you. Yeah. So again, it's been tremendous. I mean, Pride Month was a little bit, a second year of not having like the, usual regalia, but people persevere. You know what I mean? Like it's all you can do, and we're seeing a light at the end of the tunnel now with this. So hopefully by next year, we'll all be in meat space again, and we'll do it upright. So
let me put you on the spot here, Patrick. We have been we've been looking for people's input and talking about the different ways that we are all feeling and or talking about Canada Day.
Yeah.
What's your take on this issue where we are?
Well, that's why I have the orange underneath the red.
Right.
It looks great, but it's also symbolic. Because, I'm proud to be a Canadian citizen. I am somebody who, even in grade 7, wanted to know why, we heard about certain things in our history book about Indigenous people, and then we just kind of moved forward, and it was like, that's the end? Like, that's the end of the story? And I've had the privilege of doing a lot of work with FNMI communities, both in an academic pursuit, but also to bring courses like this to high school, because they have now, for funding, an NBE 3U course, which is Indigenous literature. Mm-hmm. But to get sort of a footing for that, we did a lot of research. Like I went to actually a residential school that still stands in Brantford, and you're able to take a tour of it. They wanted to knock it down many years ago, but the community said no. Like if you knock it down, people forget. And right. It was very sobering. It was very tragic. And one of the people who went to that school gave the tour, and it was very. No words can describe it. But I think that, we have to, not unlike countries like Germany or in the European nation, we have to look at our history. We have to mourn this. and we have to, try to, in some way, if possible, make this better. I think that Canada, in all its inclusiveness, it's for everybody. It's especially for those who were here first, and we owe them that. I think that this day should, I'm proud of the fact that we are attributing, it's very late, but we are still not hiding our mistakes, and we are giving due to something that is such an atrocity, and we're not immune to that. And I think that there can't be enough said about it, and I can't even imagine what it's like to be in that community and realizing, the scope of this.
Patrick,
and I think that's sort of my long-winded take on it.
No, it's great. Sorry to interrupt you there at the end. Patrick Alexander, thank you very much for joining us.
Before I leave, Lee Sterry's reign of terror is over as of July 8th.
I know. I hope you have a great time and do a great job, but not too good, because I need the work.
Just call me Jay Leno to your Johnny, all right?
Okay, man. Thanks as always. Enjoy the next couple of weeks and the rest of your summer, and we'll chat with you when we get back, all right?
Will do. Have a great vacation.
Thanks, Pat.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. So, all right. So you're going to have to put up with him, or let's put it this way: you won't have to put up with me for the next couple of weeks. Welland Jackfish having quite an event this Saturday for more than one reason. First of all, they're going to be able to get out and play an exhibition game, and welcome back to the pond celebration is happening on Saturday. The cool thing about it, beyond the baseball, which is cool enough, is the fact that they're going to be allowed to have 500 fans attending the game. Maybe the first mass attended sporting event in recent memory.
I think this is going to be the biggest gathering in Niagara in a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Now, I do know that the speedways can have 25% capacity, etc. I don't know how many people that accounts for. But anyway, joining us right now on the program, without further ado, is Ryan Henderson of the Welland Jackfish. Ryan, hello, how are you?
Good, yourself? Thanks for having me.
I'm great, thanks for being here. Now, a lot of people, let's start right here first. Let's start at the beginning, which is always a good place. A lot of people might not be familiar with the Welland Jackfish, so tell me, what the heck are the Welland Jackfish?
The Welland Jackfish are the highest level of baseball in the Niagara region. We play in the Intercounty Baseball League, which is over 100 years old. First season was 1919, so we've been around for a long, long time. We're actually one of the oldest baseball leagues in the world.
Really?
We have players in this league that's anywhere from ex-major league players to ex-minor pros to current NCAA Division 1, 2, 3 players. So
wow.
We're kind of a hybrid league. We got a little bit of everything, and I would say we're one of the most exciting brands of baseball you're going to find.
I wouldn't disagree with that. I often find baseball at that level just super to watch. Now, how many teams are in the league that you're in? Oh, we got a freeze.
No, that's all right. I'm sure we'll get them back.
There's 8 teams in the league, unfortunately, for this season.
Okay,
2021.
Ryan, I'm going to interrupt you.
Guelph is.
I'm going to interrupt you. We froze for a bit. So imagine I just asked you that question again. How many teams in the league? It happened again.
Maybe you've jinxed him with that question.
I can't ask the question.
Yeah, go ahead, Ryan.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay. There's 8 teams in the league. This year, unfortunately, Guelph had to. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna pull off for a second and get to better internet for you, so we have a better broadcast.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Bye, Ryan.
Okay, so it's Ryan Harrison.
So, yeah.
Sorry, you had introduced him as Henderson, and that's probably my fault. I probably told you it was Henderson, but it's Ryan Harrison.
Harrison?
Yeah, he's the CEO of Welland Jackfish, and if people want more, wellandjackfish.com. And you know what? Hey, look at that. He very quickly changed, so...
There we go. We're back. Sorry, guys. We should be good. So
I'm sorry as well.
Yes,
I'm sorry as well. It's Ryan Harrison. I apologize for screwing up your name.
That's okay. Don't
All right.
worry.
All right. So there's 8 teams in the league, and Guelph can't play.
Well, Guelph has decided not to play this season. They had a myriad of issues with the region, so we'll miss them, but they'll be back in 2022.
Okay. Where are these teams located? Who are our competitors?
So we got Barrie, Brantford, Guelph, Kitchener, London, Toronto, Hamilton, and us.
Sounds like a junior A hockey league.
You know what? We operate similar,
Yeah.
except for our guys aren't 16 to 20. Our guys are usually 20 to. I think the oldest player we've ever had was 46 years old.
Is that right? Wow, that is so. And what is your season? How long does it go?
So typical season, non-COVID year, we start the first or second week of May, and we'll go all the way to Labor Day. This season, we're starting next week, and we're going all the way to the first week of September, and then playoffs.
Okay, that's real. So, is it a little bit like the majors where you would play a couple of games at a time with a team, or do you travel and come back home, or whatever? Is it like one game at a time across the league?
Well, one game at a time, because the proximity is so close. We don't need to do series, and we only play this year. We're only playing a 30-game schedule. Usually, it's a 36-game schedule, so it's pretty condensed. So we don't do any series. Just go home and home sometimes and stuff like that.
How much does a ticket cost for a game, usually?
So, yeah, for average tickets, we have reserve seating for $10, and we have general admission for $8.
Get out! What a great deal for super entertainment.
Yeah, and we put on not to toot our own horn, but we put on probably the best show in Niagara sports-wise, I would say.
Wow, and the pond, if you will, is located where in Welland?
We're 90 Quaker Road, just off Niagara Street, so you can't miss us. And by the time July 8th rolls around, there'll be signage all up and down Niagara Street, and you'll find us no problem.
Okay, what is a jackfish?
It is a northern pike, which is native to the Welland River.
Oh, right. See? People say, what is a Welland jackfish? See, now that means something. It's not like an Ottawa red-black. That nobody has a clue what one of those things is.
No, it's a nickname for a northern pike.
A northern pike. Okay.
Lee, I want to hop in here. I know you've got 500 people for your exhibition game on Saturday. You've been approved upwards of many of 710 fans. How did that process unfold for you guys? Was it something that you had to do on an organizational level? Was it league-wide? Was it provincial? How did you get the green light to have fans in the stadium?
No, once the provincial framework came out of 25%, we took our building code max, which is actually 2,840, and just did the math. We got the okay from the city of Welland, and we're following all framework protocols. So actually one thing that is actually missing from the framework that they actually took out was mask mandate. So it's actually, according to the province, not mandated to have to wear a mask, but we're actually going to mandate it as an organization because we want everybody to feel safe.
Yeah.
But we have hand sanitizer throughout the whole park, social distancing markers, the whole thing. So everybody should feel safe when they come here, and we're going to make sure that's taken care of.
Ryan, how is your roster looking this year? How many players do you have on your full roster on the team?
We have 28, and if we're not in first place come the end of the season, I'd be shocked.
You're pumped about this.
Yeah, we're going for it. Our coaching staff has been really hard at work, and they want a ring. They want me to buy them all rings, and I hope come mid to end September, I'm going to be able to put that order in.
Ryan, who owns the team? How is this funded at this level?
Yeah, I own the team. I own majority of the team. I also have 3 or 4 other partners that are involved.
Okay.
But I operate the day-to-day operations of the team.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, what's the prize at the end of the thing? Have you got is there league have a cool trophy, or what's the deal?
Yeah, so we have a cup. It's called the Dominico Cup. It's really really nice trophy, and we would love to hoist that thing at Welland Stadium come September.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Welland Jackfish owner operator Ryan Harrison and CEO and probably do the dishes in the lunchroom as well. I don't know, but
I tell people I'm the PA host, I'm the janitor, I'm the laundry guy. I do it all, and I love every minute of it. I never want it to change.
And Lee, just before we let Ryan go, I'm going to throw this up on the screen, and I'll let you take it from there. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Oh yeah, where I don't know if you can see that or not, Ryan. I don't think you can. But it's your Welland Jackfish Facebook post says, "Game on. Congrats to Jackfish president and owner Ryan Harrison and his wife Caitlin as their daughter Mabel joins the lineup as the Jackfish 2021 draft pick." So there's a picture of your lovely girl Mabel.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Appreciate that.
That's awesome. How old is she?
6 weeks last Tuesday.
Wow! Congratulations, Ryan, to you and your wife, and to the team. It's awesome. Oh, one more question before I do let you go is where do we go to look at your schedule and buy tickets and all that other stuff?
So schedule, you can just go to wellandjackfish.com. We have a schedule tab there. If you're looking for tickets, just go to wellandjackfish.com/tix, so TIX, and you can buy single games and flex packs and seasons there.
Awesome. Well, good luck at the exhibition game. Who are you playing in the exhibition game on Saturday?
Hamilton Cardinals.
I can. I was going to say I can see that probably being the closest to home rivalry that we're going to have, eh?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it definitely is.
Good. Break a leg on that, and I don't mean that literally, of course. But again, thanks for joining us. Congratulations on this endeavor and the team, and have a great season. We'll talk again, I'm sure, before it's out.
I hope so. Thank you very much.
Click in anytime and give us an update.
I will.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks.
That's neat. That is just that's great to have that kind of sport level team in Niagara.
Unfortunately, WeeStream, we're streaming a wedding on Saturday. Otherwise, I think I'd go. I haven't been to a game yet, always meant to, but I'm telling you, right now, are you not eager to get out to the ball game, the arena, the concert,
anything,
the festival, the whatever it is? I'm just so anxious to go do it again.
Heck, I'd go to lawn bowling, I think. I know.
And you know what? They do put on a good show.
They do, right?
I got friends that live right around the corner, these minor league people. I mean, they're fighting for every dollar, right? So you get down there, you're entertained.
Ryan is absolutely right, too. If you are in any way a fan at any level of baseball, this is an opportunity to really enjoy the game the way it's supposed to be enjoyed. You're not in a 50,000 seat stadium with the players that look like ants on the field. You're actually up close and personal watching these guys play ball. And there was a team actually also named after a fish. It was the Winnipeg Goldeyes that played when I was living in Winnipeg, and that was just so much entertainment. And also the first summer I went there, the Pan Am Games were played there, and to watch the international teams, the Cubans and all those guys play ball. Fascinating, and so that's what I'm saying. Up close and personal is really a super way to watch a baseball game. So all the best to the Welland Jackfish. That is so cool. One of the other things I wanted to touch on today, and it has nothing to do with anything in Niagara, except I'm sure emotions will run high when this story is part of the general conversation. As Bill Cosby, this news came out over the last 24 hours. Bill Cosby's conviction, I should say. Bill Cosby's conviction was overturned by the United States Supreme Court 4-3 in a very, very lengthy and wordy summary decision, and he's out of jail. He was in jail for 3.5 years or some such thing, and the media and the public are just sort of incredulous about this, but nevertheless, that is, at first I thought it was some sort of strange media-induced joke to get me to like clickbait to get me to read a story or something this morning, but then I realized it's actually true. And the reason it was overturned is this came out a little bit at the trial is the fact that he wasn't supposed to have been charged in the first place because of a deal that he had made with the then district attorney of that region. But the new district attorney went ahead and charged and convicted him, and then his lawyers finally got it into the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said, no, a deal is a deal. This guy shouldn't have been charged in the first place. And he should have never been in prison, should have never even gone to court. But
this is him leaving
yes,
jail yesterday, leaving
Yeah.
custody.
yeah. And of course, he can barely, if at all, see.
Like, who's saying that? We
I don't know.
love you, Mr. Cosby.
It must be somebody yelling that we
Yeah,
love you.
absolutely. But I mean, who are these people? It's baffling and pretty ugly that you can make a deal that cannot be overturned
Yeah.
when there are so many victims, when he was so callous, when he was repetitive in the crime.
Yeah.
And
So-
there are so many victims.
This is something that is going to get, and again, I know we talk about in Niagara, for Niagara, by Niagara, etc., but we also like to bring things forward that Niagarans will be talking about, and I can guarantee you that this is going to be on the minds and lips and in the conversations of Niagarans for quite a while. So there you go.
That's brutal, Lee. I mean, there are just so many victims and so many people, so many women, unrelated, came forward with the exact same story, the exact same modus operandi. Like it's just disgusting.
Yep.
And then for him to stand up and claim innocence is perverse.
And he still is. Even his wife, Felicia Rashad, has said that she's happy this is over and is pleased with the result and continues to support him and back him 1,000%.
Now, sorry, Lee, I just got to call you on that. What did you mean, like his TV wife?
Yeah, I guess that's his TV wife.
Yeah, sorry. I mean, his
I said his real wife. Well, his
Yeah.
real wife has always been there, but this is
Right.
Felicia Rashad, his TV wife.
Felicia Rashad is actually coming out in support of
Yeah.
Bill Cosby when she was there, so to speak, through.
There was a quote, and I don't want to quote it because
crazy.
I'll get it wrong. It was
crazy.
something. Anyway, it was supportive of the decision that was made by the Supreme Court. If something happens, I got it wrong, but I don't think I did.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I said his wife. I should have said his TV wife. Sorry about that.
I'm like, Lee, you're aware it was a TV show, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, I think that's why a lot of people are probably yelling, "We love you." They still think he's that guy. Huxtable.
Nice.
They still, you know.
It's a monster. Like, to do that and do it over and over and over again. And then,
with so much evidence, with so many people, and they're not saying. I mean, the courts aren't saying that he didn't do these things. They're just saying that because of the legalities involved, he shouldn't have been charged because somebody made a bad deal.
Now, Lee, what about this deal? Police NRP came forward saying they've charged 200 some odd vehicles. It was on Niagara 411, an Operation Loud and Clear, and we hear it here. I mean, here comes another motorbike.
Yeah.
Putting the crackdown on loud vehicles.
How did this get started, I wonder?
You know, just one of the initiatives. There's always. I mean, are motorcycles just exempt? And
Well, no. There's a big debate amongst the motorcycle riders and the motorcycle community is to which is safer, or not safer really. Is it safe to ride a silent motorcycle or a quiet motorcycle, a muffled motorcycle? Is it more safe to do that than to ride a really loud bike? Because if you're riding a loud bike, then other motorists can hear you approaching, and it makes a difference because it's hard sometimes, or people don't bother sometimes to look around to see if there's a motorcycle in the area, so they make as much noise as they can. It's not just to be cool. A lot of them have loud bikes because they think it's safer. I do not know this. I am not a motorcycle rider myself, So I have no real opinion. I can understand the opinion, but I have no opinion on it myself. But the Niagara Regional Police Service did commence this operation loud and clear back in April. I guess they're just publishing the results now. April, May, June, almost, well, it is now July, in response to complaints. So there were obviously complaints from the community of vehicles being operated within the community causing excessive noise.
So there's some of the charges, Lee. 229 charges.
No mufflers, improper mufflers, unnecessary noise, meaning, I guess, enhanced. You know, you
Put a Coke can on it, something like that.
yeah, yeah. Other charges directly related to loud vehicles, including 3 suspended drivers and 3 vehicles being operated with no insurance. And they continue to investigate those, of course. And the other, so I'm not really. It's obviously community groups or somebody that's saying, "Hey, we got to address this."
It's you got to admit, though, I mean, the motorcycle guys all listen to the argument that, hey, you know, we have to be heard to be seen, and I get that.
Yes,
but
yes.
sometimes, I'd say a majority of the time, it gets to obnoxious levels.
But
do I need to hear you 3 blocks away? Do you need to rev your bike when you're going 20, 30, 40 kilometers an hour?
What are the now taking the heat off the motorcyclists for a bit? What is the purpose of having a compact or a less than compact car, all tricked up with fancy lights and scoops and everything else, 4-cylinder vehicle, having these really loud mufflers on it, when a guy on a bike riding fast could beat it, probably going somewhere. A bicycle. You see and hear them all the time, these young guys with these tricked up little cars.
You may as well just say, get off my lawn at this point, Lee. I mean, we're shaking our fist. Well, these kids.
I know.
Kids these days.
Call me Clint Eastwood.
And their loud cars.
Yeah. But they're supposed to be fast. In our day when we had loud cars, they were fast. I had one. I was one of the classic car type people back in the day. But at least
what'd you own, Lee? What'd you ever own? Sorry, I gotta go fix something.
Gotta fix something? My muscle car was a 1969 Mercury Cougar XR7 4-barrel carb Detroit engine. That's what mine was. And even the Corvettes didn't like to see me coming in those days. So, but that was a long time ago. I had the car for a long time, though. I didn't sell it until 1991. Sold the car in 1991. Good little vehicle. All right. Want to thank our sponsors as per usual, and I'm sorry I didn't do this enough today. And again, we want to thank Jessica Gale Friesen, CEO of Gales, for her message on Canada Day, which we began the program on. And if you missed that, by all means, watch the show or go to Jessica's page, because it was a well thought out position and some interesting comments and perspectives on the recognition of Canada Day 2021. So thanks to Gales Gas Bars for being the major sponsor of fueling this program almost from its inception. Always a pleasure to have you on board. To Performance Heating and Air, Carlo and his team, we wish you a great Canada Day holiday, however you decide to recognize it. And we really do appreciate you being here with the program. Performance Heating and Air here in Niagara, trying to save your family money because they have families here too. And to Enwick High Speed Internet here in Niagara as well. Thanks for your support of this program. And Mark Shirk of Verge Insurance Group and Blake Shirk and the staff, a pleasure to have you represented, and we appreciate your support here as well. We want to thank Ryan Harrison, the CEO, owner, chief cook and bottle washer of the Welland Jackfish Baseball Club, for being here and joining us. Don't forget their exhibition game is Saturday. You can just search them out, Welland Jackfish, on Google. You'll find their website and all the information about them. And to Rita Poo-Poo, Poo-Poo,
Poopo, like the grocery store in Welland.
Yes, I know. Rita, Freudian slip. Rita Poopo on the ride, and she joined us riding during the memorial ride for residential school children. They left Stony Creek early this morning, and will be probably just about in Brantford, I would think, by now, and where a ceremony is going to take place, and then they'll be on their ride back. Everybody ride safely, and again, thanks for being on the program today. Kevin Jack, as always, executive producer of this shindig that we do every Thursday at noon here from Fiddler's Poorhouse. Always a pleasure. Nice to see you resplendent in your orange colors here. Sort of infiltrated a little bit with the reddish
You know
hat.
what? It's Canada Day. It's a happy Canada Day as I celebrate Canada, but I'm also recognize some of our history, which is not so great. And I think a lot of people are caught in between on this July 1st, and that's where I find myself.
Yeah, recognized for what we are, which is a good country. Recognized for what we were, which was a not so good place to be for some, for our original citizens. And looking forward to being better than we were and better than we are, even. So, tis really a day for personal reflection.
Lee, going to give you a tease here. Normally we play Niagara music. We've played exclusively Niagara music on a Canada Day. I'm going to divert a little from that. I've always loved this song. It was probably about 10 years old, by a couple of, I think, Western Ontario University students.
Okay.
And they just made this little funny gimmicky song video called Canadian Please. I love it, and I enjoy hearing it on Canada Day, so we're going to end the show with that coming up in a couple of minutes.
All right, yes, and in those couple of minutes, I will say enjoy the next 2 or 3 weeks, because yours truly is hopping on a jet plane and heading out to, which is going to be interesting under these sort of weird new adjusted rules, but I'm considering there's still no service and you have to do the mask, so it'll be a bit of a long trip to British Columbia, but hopefully it's a little cooler when we get there. But anyway, heading out there on Saturday, we'll be back doing a special edition of the show on the 19th of July, which is, yes, a Monday, but we'll be back doing a show on the 19th. Now, for the next couple of weeks, please welcome my pal Patrick Alexander. He'll be sitting in this chair next week and the Thursday after. Don't appreciate him too much, because I do need the work. And no, just kidding. Enjoy Patrick. Happy to have him sitting in for us for the next couple of weeks. And Kevin Jack, I hope you have a great summer. Hope you get your deck done.
Yep, started. There's some progress.
And your air conditioner connected.
Oh, gosh. I've been sleeping in the basement. 87 degrees in our house the other day.
Oh, jeez. Better you than me, my friend. I'm sorry.
Uncomfortable.
I feel for you. All right. So we're going to take you out, play it off the stage. What's the name of the two guys again?
It's a Canadian Please. I think they call themselves Gunnarolla or something like that. It's fun. It's quirky. Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day. All may we be better than we are. Take care.
Canadian please, even if in winter things tend to freeze. We got the world monopoly on trees, and our country's bordered by 3 different seas.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian please. We invented the zipper, we got expertise. We made insulin to combat disease. Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian please.
We took out the monarchy, the US is the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Et si ce n'était pas assez, on a 2 langues officielles, l'anglais et le français. Ooh la la.
Yeah, I know that you wanna be Canadian, please. Where else do you find mounted police or go to the hospital and not pay fees? I know that you wanna be Canadian, please.
And when freshwater's in high demand, we got the world's largest supply on hand. So you know that we can make a pretty good friend, but it's even better if you can.
We took out the monarchy, the US is the money, but I know that you wanna be Canadian. The French will get the wine and cheese, koala chew with the Aussies, but I know that you wanna be Canadian.
Multiculturally, step 4, you ready? There is no more. We got beavers, caribou, and moose. We got buffalo bears and Canadian goose. And we're sorry about Celine Dion, but she did do that good song for Jim Cameron.